Good morning, everyone. It is Christmas Eve, December 24th, Monday morning, and got shortened holiday hours today. I believe 12:15 Central, 1:15 Eastern. Market's going to cease to trade in the S&Ps here. So just quickly, let's take a look on the monthly chart here. Got a low going back to May of 17. So it's an area to watch. I've marked that off. Looks real close on the monthly chart. We have kind of broken down quite fiercely, it seems, this month. And the weekly, this bar here, of course, the first bar is a new weekly bar for this week, starting with the Globex last night. And I've got 23.96 marked off as a weekly low back in May 17. And I'll show you why that's important in a second, but I've marked it off in yellow. We're going to go over right now to the just market profile chart. So we've gotten down into, I'm using volume from 90 days back to mark off these sort of higher volume areas. This particular one right here is mainly just for what's traded tonight. So what I have right here in the purple dash line, which is in the area of the overnight value area low and sort of in the area of this where the volume starts to drop off down here. It's an area to watch as far as possible bounce because this is where the volume dropped off on pretty heavily. Let me just show you what I mean. So right here, you can see there's just no, on this 90-day chart, it doesn't even really register. So I thought, well, that's an area this may be a low volume node, so to speak, which we get reactions to many times. There's no interest, basically. All right, so let's look at it on a daily. So I've got the May 17 inflection point here at 96. You can see that we're really close to that. This is sort of a go, no-go area. I'm a bit more bullish above it, bearish below it. We've got this low down here of May of 17 at 62.25. Something to be aware of. And let's see here. I haven't drawn any trend lines or anything like that. The volume tends to be lighter this time of year. Looking for more responsive trading today, possibly. We'll see. So as far as the trading plan goes at the outset, for me, it's kind of a light to no news day unless there's something extraneous that happens. I'm looking for the volume area low, this May 17 point here. This would be sort of a buy area. I'm going to make it basically, let's see, 96.25 to 90, well, about 2 points wide. We'll see how the volume trades, and as you can see, this is showing the volume in the dome area, and the longer the bar, that would be support because those are resting orders. In case you didn't know what that little side graph is, it's not traded volume. It's people that are. See how that one just flitted away? Well, it's because you can only see 10 prices off the bid and the ask. Currently, I think you can get more, but I haven't done that. Well, I know you can get more. I just haven't done that. Have to switch data feeds and whatnot. But we're coming down to that area, and there's heavy volume down here, and it's coming down with some velocity. That volume could disappear in a mouse click by somebody. Who knows if it's a kind of a phantom order or somebody ostensibly changes their mind. But if I see that, I may want to I want to maybe join them, or if it starts to react away from that, join them. Okay. But I'm looking at this as being sort of a buy zone. Obviously means this right here at 98, 97.50 is more aggressive. 90, anywhere between 95.50, 96.50, because one thing, and I'll state it again. So you've got the volume area low here of the overnight. I'll put that there. These lines aren't going to necessarily hold. All it means is just an area to watch. They're not floors, as some people teach. It's not resistance or support unless there's people there that are resisting. Sellers are catching the buyers, and or the buyers are catching the aggressive sellers. I hope that helps somebody. So at any rate, this would be more aggressive. Of course, it could just cream right through this and go down to the overnight low. And you may get that. You may get some really aggressive selling. So it's got 5 minutes till the open, and I want to move on. I didn't mean to make this kind of a lesson thing. So this is sort of the buy area, the initial. If we stay in here the next 5 minutes, I'm looking at a possible sell from the overnight VPOC up to the top of this little volume area here. So if we opened here, what I'm trying to say is, and it goes up, I call it a bounce. It could bounce from right before it even gets on the VPOC, or it could trade up above it a bit, and they may sell it down from here, and I may join them. That's all I'm trying to say. Just see what happens. I don't necessarily want to just put a resting order here. Like you can see right here, there's resting orders at 0150, just under the VPOC. I don't necessarily want it because they may disappear and it could just really pop. Probably thinner today. We'll see. And that's just the immediate, Now, there's another thing working here. In the overnight, and we've been in a downtrend, we are gapping down, okay? So we're open with a gap. So what I would play it is that if we stay down here and it doesn't immediately try to close the gap, after a couple minutes, there'll be an opening range, and I may get short when it takes out that opening range. You can use 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It's up to you. But I wouldn't, if this opening range is massive, I'm not going to try to trade that opening range. So that may not make a lot of sense, but when it's a gap down and we're in a downtrend, it's the highest odds is it probably continue, but it doesn't mean it will. Now we've just been balancing for the last hour or so. We got an inside bar in X, and that could be a breakdown. So they may take out the stops in X and W, and it may come up from right here as people cover, or excuse me, stops get hit, things like that. So I'm sorry, I need another cup of coffee. That's not what I meant to say. It's an area where if they just get the stops, then they may be done with this downside here. So we'll see. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that the stops will cause it to go up exactly, but all right. I need to focus here. Had some trouble getting the video going this morning, and we're 3 minutes out. So these are my first immediate trades. I might as well go ahead. This is not like an intermediate. I'm going to go ahead and make this like a red zone. Sort of, this is where I'm looking to possibly sell. Of course, and I think what I might do, this is sort of experimental because I'm not sure how I want to do this. I want to maybe look at a possible short here. I don't know how I'm going to color all these things. Maybe I'll just make it a iffy by the dots. I'm trying to work this out. Possible short here. I've already created this zone. You can take your pick if you want to look into this. This is an area of looking to sell. It could trade all the way up to here. So this is like an area of acceptance, and it may trade all the way up to here. If it does, look for them to take out stops above X period. Maybe a fake breakout and then a move back down. See that a lot in the inside bar. So things are starting to pick up here around the VPOC because we're approaching the open. And, it's kind of acting like a few minutes out and it's getting a little jumpy. When the bell rings, this may really jump around. So it's not necessarily I want to go short on the opening bell type of thing. So it's something to watch. Now, another trade would be up here. If we climb up back to close, look for a sell, possibly from Friday's low. Look at the volume nodes here. Anywhere in here. So I'm going to make this a color this red. So that's a possible sell area. And I'll have to reevaluate after that. So we do have a spike down as well. So this is a whole separate range to evaluate as far as trading goes. So I don't know if I'm going to be around as long to worry about all that. I'm just trying to. I got things I want to do other than sit here all day on a holiday. Um, but there may be some action to start, and this is the most interesting area for me. This is interesting too, but we're nowhere near that. There could be some short covering through here. There's